Nitro here, and today we are going to be talking about Prop Hunt, which is coming to Modern Warfare Remastered tomorrow in about 12 to, in about 15 hours from now. If you guys don't know what Prop Hunt is, I'm going to quickly run it by you guys. Prop Hunt is a game mode where there are two teams, the props and the hunters. The hunters have, well, on Gary's mod or Gmod, as you guys might know it, the hunters have a gun with a noob tube on it. The noob tube is a one-use weapon, not like the two-use like we used to know it as. You get one shot. I'm pretty sure the blast radius is like pretty, not really big, but it's not really too small. It's like average. And then they have like an SMG or a shotgun or like whatever weapon they can pick. And then there's the props. The props can be anything that map can offer. So different maps have different props. There might be different variations of that prop. So say on one map there might just be barrels, like the plain white type, or there might even just be like the plain like blown up barrels, or like the red barrels on some maps. So with that game mode coming to Modern Warfare Remastered, it's going to most likely play out like a slasher from last week's Weekend Warfare. And that had the rules of it being a TDM game. There was the hunter, well, the slasher, and then the hiders. The hiders were a team of usually 9 to 10 people, while the slasher was on his own team. Now, the slasher had a melee weapon, the gravedigger, while the seekers had just M1911, and it only had like 5 or 6 bullets in it in the mag, and it was used to slow him down because he could outrun them and he can lunge towards them. So probably in this week's prop mode, Weekend Warfare, every single thing will be the same except for obviously the weapons and the character model. So it's basically a slasher, but you can hide as a prop instead of your actual character, which makes it a lot easier to hide instead of being your character. Now, the rules of slasher were there was 10 minutes. The slasher had around like 9 minutes and 45 seconds to find everyone. Every 10 seconds, the hider got 100 points for being alive, and the slasher got 300 points for killing a guy. So now, probably how Prop Hunt would work, it would obviously be different of how it would play out, but I'm guessing that they would keep the score the same, because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want to just make a game mode and not have you gain any XP, because then no one would play it. If you're gaining XP, everyone's gonna play that. Now, if they choose to fix the depot glitch, it's not really a glitch, it was just how it was working. People were able to get 3 keys in one game, almost 4 if they were lucky enough, for just staying alive the whole time. Now, if they don't fix this, or they just leave it how it is, this game mode could be overrated in a couple of different ways. 1, you can be earning XP for doing nothing. 2, you can be earning depot credits for not really doing anything. You could be sitting in a spot and be fine, and you can earn 3 credits per game. So that's an average of 10 games. That's 100 minutes of just playing, plus menu search time and all of that extra time. But 100 minutes of game time just sitting and waiting for that long and just getting 30 keys if you were to get 3 per game. You can easily just rack up keys and keys. And this, I'll try and find the video that I was looking at a couple of days ago. I'll put it down in the description if I find it. This guy was talking about how you could just go into this game, into Slasher, find the hiding spot, and just stay there. And you can earn keys really fast and then open the Shamrock and Awe supply drops that you guys see here at the top of the screen. The exclusive event supply drop. You can buy this and you would get parts, bonus parts, because it's a rare supply drop, and the bonus parts, well, the duplicate, if you get a duplicate from either the Line Strike item or more common, the Shamrock and Awe item that comes in the pack. So people were able to get salvage if they did this correctly. I didn't do that because I didn't think of that until the day after this Slasher game mode ended, and honestly, that's a pretty good method of earning keys. It's probably the best, instead of actually like grinding, which most people would probably say grinding is better than just sitting there for 100 minutes and just getting it that way, where you can actually play and probably get that. But if you actually think about the math, you can play, okay, so let's say 10 games of each game mode. Say you play TDM. You drop 30 kills every game. You get around 20, 25 deaths, maybe even 10 or 15 sometimes. You're still only earning 2.5 to almost 3 keys per game. Now compare that to a guaranteed 3 per game. That's obviously going to be faster. I mean, you may be wasting 100 minutes of your time doing that, and you could probably get more games in by playing and actually moving around and getting kills, and it would help towards you ranking up and prestiging. Now, that is a good method, as in Slasher, you could, if you stayed alive the whole game, you can only earn around 5,800 points, something like that. And with double XP, that rounded up to like 120,000 XP. Now, if they don't do a double XP, which there hasn't been one announced so far, and there probably won't be, then you're only going to be earning 5,800 XP plus the match bonus, which I don't even think they'll include, honestly. But, and then maybe a couple challenge bonuses if you get like the flawless one for like surviving for 5 minutes straight without dying, surviving a whole game without dying, those kind of challenges. Just completing those, you might get a bonus or 2 every like couple games. And in those TDM games, let's go back to those. If you get 30 kills, you could probably get around 5,000 XP, maybe 6,000 if you're lucky enough, with like all the assists that you might get, and all the score streaks that you might get. You can easily get more XP playing, but it's either win or win. It's either you get more keys, you get more supply drop items, or you play and grind and you get more level, and it takes slower to get depot credits. Now currently I'm sitting at 0 because I just opened a supply drop, and I've been sitting on YouTube for the last like 2 hours just watching random videos. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I'm sorry if I've been spamming you guys with I like the video from at whoever via at YouTube and then the link. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try and take that off, honestly, because I've found out that that's kind of annoying to myself too. Also, it's just, I mean, I'm probably gonna get like 2 to 5 keys from tonight, just cause I might play a little more after I make this video. While it's rendering, I might play a little. Well, I'm definitely not gonna get enough to open a supply drop if I don't play that long. So um, that back to what I was saying about like TDM versus the prop hunt. Now, if you guys do want to relax and just play a game by yourself, you can go play prop hunt. I guess if you want to, you can play that, and especially if you have to do something, you can just put down your controller and come back and probably still be in the game. Now, the thing with Slasher was that you could go a whole game without touching your controller because I guess since they knew that you were gonna be in a hiding spot for the whole time, they probably thought that people would just put down their controllers and just like let the game play out on its own. And I guess they took out the kick for an inactive I because if you go into a TDM game, you can get kicked for being inactive after like 2 minutes about. I went into Slasher. I was on. I was inactive for 5 minutes. My controller was right next to me. I didn't touch it at all. Um, I remember the exact game. I got into a spot. I put down the controller at 8 minutes left. I came back at 3, and I was still in the game. So I definitely think that if they do keep the kick for an inactive out of this game mode, it definitely will be OP because it's gonna make it even more like it's gonna make it even better because you can just sit there, touch your controller every like 10 minutes to like vote and like get out of this menu screen, like to do that stuff. But other than that, you can just put your controller down, relax for 10 minutes, think of something, do something, go to the bathroom, go get something to eat, to drink, whatever you have to do in 10 minutes, you can do. Um, it's definitely going to be one of the more, like, sit back and relax game modes, and you're still going to be earning rewards for it. Now, the only downsides to these game modes that there is that you can only really, once you die, you basically have to back out because, especially if you die first, it's just gonna make your life more miserable because you're gonna be there, it's zero score. After the game, you're gonna get nothing, not even a little bit progress towards your next depot credit, nothing. It's gonna be like you joined the game after it ended, and people don't like that. That's why everyone was backing out in Slasher when they died because they knew whatever they got, if it was a low amount of XP, they just backed out anyway because it wouldn't have mattered. They could have easily worked that XP back in just a normal free-for-all game if they tried to. And they kept their depot credit progress, so the only real downside to backing out of the game was losing the XP. Other than that, they were keeping their keys, and I'm pretty sure that's all the people cared about at that point in time. Now, in prompt hunt, if they do choose to like make it original, like how prop hunt is in Gmod or on COD 4, like on PC, World at War, all those older games with mod tools, even Black Ops 3 probably now. Well, yeah, on Black Ops 3 now because I have seen people play it on there. They might limit the amount of items you can become because just imagine becoming a piece of paper or as small as a water bottle and just sitting in a corner like behind a crate or something, and that's gonna be OP. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna limit the amount of items you become, and if they keep the time limit at 10 minutes per game, then I'm pretty sure that they might even just make all the objects like a trash bin, barrel, something big that you can't really hide in a corner and be really impossible to find unless someone's really looking for you. Um, if they do that, this game mode will be a lot harder because you have to take the time to find, oh, where am I gonna hide? Where am I gonna fit in the best? Like, it's those things that will make this game mode either OP or at least make it a fighting chance. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this video before I end it is that down below, well, not down below, but tomorrow when this game mode goes live, I won't be on Modern Warfare Remastered until around like 4:30, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because of school. I get out at 3:45. All of that, and then come home, do homework, get like some relaxation in there, in like between from getting home, doing homework, and then actually playing. I will not. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I will live stream this game mode because I want you guys to see how the game mode plays out. If you don't have Modern Warfare Remastered, I suggest you get it if you love prop mode and you have console but you don't have a PC, because this is I'm pretty sure this is maybe at this time Raven is only thinking this is a one-time deal. Who knows, they might bring it back as a permanent game mode, even with a long slasher. Just these game modes that they bring into this game as weekend warfares, I feel like they should just add them permanently, because it just spices up the game a lot more, if you get what I'm saying. Like, just picture playing Modern Warfare Remastered with the original game modes. They didn't add gun game, they didn't add hardpoint, they didn't add kill confirmed. Like, they just kept it TDM, domination, sabotage, search and destroy, hardcore, and then old school. I mean, it'd still be kind of fun because it's a variety of game modes, but after playing the same game modes over and over, it would get boring. And it would kind of make you just go into private match and just play custom games with bots. And just adding, like, if they just do a poll on which weekend warfares to keep into the game, that would definitely expand the life cycle of Modern Warfare Remastered, and it would just make the game a whole lot better, and it would add a lot more variety. One game mode that I do want to come back, at least if it doesn't stay permanently, I do want Snipers Only to come back, because that was a really fun game mode, and it's just really cool to find that you can just have a game mode with snipers and everyone can be sniping as a whole instead of using M16 Jug or like any other gun but a sniper and using Jug, because it's really a pain and it's kind of unfair to snipers in this game, especially with how weak the snipers are in this game to Jug. Because Modern Warfare 2, well, from World at War on, it was really easy to snipe. I mean, like, not snipe, like, run around sniping wise, quick scoping, but, like, it was really easy to get kills with snipers because of the fact of they took out Jug, and they took out all these, like, extra health perks. Now, you see in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, Ghosts, you can snipe in that game and not worry about having to get a hit marker from the chest up, because there was no extra perk that gave them extra health where you had to get a neck shot or like a headshot to get the kill. And I don't know if it's just because the snipers were more powerful in later games, or they just decided that it was unfair, but they definitely need a game mode where you can just get mostly one-shot kills from the chest up and just make it feel like other CODs where you can snipe without worrying about having to get too many hit markers or having to get a hit marker, someone shoot you across the map and just kill you instantly before you can even shoot them again. It just makes it a lot more fair, honestly, in my opinion. RPGs only, I would actually love to see return, because it was it wasn't really a game mode that was too competitive. It was more of like a sit back and like have fun game mode that you can have fun time to time. Like it just made the game fun for when that was a weekend warfare. I definitely enjoyed it, and I would love to see that back. Um, Slasher, they should just keep that as permanent game mode because it's basically Michael Myers, and everyone loves playing Michael Myers, especially if you don't have to set it up in private match. You could just play online. The only one thing that I think they should do is make it to where you can have a party of at least 2 players or 3. I mean, I see how it could be unfair because say one of your teammates become Slasher, you can tell them where everyone is, and you can't really guarantee that people won't tell them where they are because you always have that slight guarantee where they're just gonna tell everyone else. They're just gonna tell Slasher where everyone is, and just be the last one alive and have all that XP while everyone else is just sitting there waiting for the game to end or just backing out constantly because they're always dying. Now, if they do that, hopefully they can make it to where um when you die, or at least when you die, you can't spectate all because that's kind of unfair. I mean, I get it, it's TDM, you can spectate everyone, but you shouldn't be allowed to spectate, honestly, in my opinion. And they should add like a respawn delay into the game, so if you died first, you can have a chance to spawn back in, because it's unfair, and it's like joining the game for no reason. Basically, it just makes it a lot easier and more fun instead of having people backing out constantly and then having the chance of someone joining and telling other people to join in to help them, if you know what I mean. The prop hunt, same thing applies. If you die first and you can't respawn, what's the point of even being in the lobby? I mean, I get it if you die like 5 minutes after the game has started. You've gained a couple hundred XP, maybe even a thousand or two. And, I mean, it's at that point where it's like, it's almost over, I can just wait this out. But if it's like under the 2 minute mark of the beginning of the game, it's just pointless to stay in the game, and it should add a respawn delay of at least 3 to 5 minutes just to make it fair for people that die first. Future weekend warfares I would like to see. I would like to see some type of game mode that has like a certain map that like people vote on that they want to see in a playlist by itself with like all types of different game modes. So kind of like going back to Modern Warfare 3, how they had MWR some or something like that, where they had a poll on Twitter every week, or I'm pretty sure every week, and they told people to leave like comments back on what maps they would like to see, and I'm pretty sure it was map and game mode or game modes, and they would do it, and like it was one of the first weeks was like Terminal with like TDF and Domination. Like if they bring that back, a lot of people would probably play it, especially if they get their favorite map voted in, because it would just make people, I mean, it would eventually make them get tired of the map, yeah. I mean, I could see how that would make it worse, but it's kind of like an idea that I'm on and off about, because if people vote shipment and they get shipment domination, they're just, especially with all like the banning because you're playing shipment and you're getting a ton of XP for just playing one game. Like, I feel like that's basically the easiest way to get banned, especially if you're getting all of that XP. Well, that's a future one. Probably another one would, I mean, it's kind of dumb, but I mean, I'd like to see pistols only, just for the fun of it. It sounds like a dumb game mode, but if you think about it, it could be fun. Um, I do want to see like different variations of gun game. Like they had gun game launchers a couple of months ago. That it was kind of fun. It was kind of like RPGs only. It just brought fun to the game. Like it was rage inducing to some people. It was tons of fun to others. It was just an all around just game mode to where if you got stressed at TDM or free for all, I mean grenade launchers in this game are stressful enough, but if you just wanted to feel like it was kind of like a good game mode to relax on. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. My social media links are in the description below. If you guys want to go follow me, go ahead. I'll be posting updates on when a video is rendering and it's almost out, or when I'm going live and all sorts of types of stuff. The trailer for the prop hunt, like the trailer itself, is down in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself, in case you guys want to see like some of the items you could become if you didn't quite catch it, even though you could just rewind to the beginning of the video. It's up to you. I'll still leave that down in the description for you guys if you want to check that out. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.